I didn't get a chance to see this one in theaters, and at least for the moment, I'm kind of glad for that. Another movie that was recommended by this friend of mine that I keep telling you guys about, who's now out of state, he kept making the comment as to how intense this film really was. And he also does not use the terms intense or even epic loosely, or should I even say lightly. But when I finally watched this one, well, I have to be honest, he wasn't far off. Because there was so much more going on with this particular movie. I mean, you weren't sure who was who, what was what, where was where. I mean, there was just so much going on in this movie. I mean, yeah, it was very much in depth. And there were times where, just when you thought you had everything figured out, they threw another wild twist in your face. Having said that, having said that, here is my review, even though I didn't see it in theaters. Here's my review for well, close enough then. Here's my review on this one, which is of course Prisnors. And it's another one of those where I'm not sure if the director's done anything else, but Hugh Jackman and I've seen Hugh Jackman in a few other movies, mostly as Wolverine, and of course in Les Mis. I only got to see Les Mis once in theaters, and to be honest, it's a very, very hard movie to watch at this point in time because it's just so depressing. It's uplifting, but it's also very depressing. On that note, this particular movie, oh man, I'm glad that most of the torturous violence, I'm glad for the most part most of it was implied, because it might have been too graphic, considering how much they did show as opposed to what they left with the imagination. Now, most of the cast in this movie alone, oh my gosh, I don't even know if the director does continue making movies, he is going to really, and I mean really, really, need to be as good with his casting choices as he was with this one. And I hate to say it, but that is putting it mildly. The casting couldn't have been better, in my opinion. Now, for those who have done any research on this movie at all, if you happen to be a parent, you may not want to watch this if you're planning a trip with your children. That's all I can tell you, because this movie or not, all I can tell you is things like this happen all the time. Kidnappings. You think you know the whole story, and quite often you don't. Well, that's kind of how this one goes. And just when you think you know who the real kidnapper is in this one, I mean, by the time, when I found out who the real kidnapper was, I was blown away. I couldn't believe it was who it was. The entire cast does an incredible job. We've got Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Melissa Leo, Terrence Howard. I mean, the casting, like I said, it could not have been better, in my opinion. This director may be new currently, but something tells me he's not even, he is just getting started. And I can see him doing many more movies like this one, if not completely different ones as well. So, on that note, Uh, if you like movies along these lines, you may be in for some surprises, some major ones. Because, like I said, when the real kidnapper was revealed, I couldn't believe it. I felt like I thought I had it all figured out, and I was wrong. But I was glad to be wrong this time. So, like I said, if you like these kinds of movies, you'll probably not be disappointed with this one. But I can't tell you one way or the other because, like I said with so many of my other reviews, everyone has their own personal criteria of what is and is not good about a movie, cliched or not. So, as I often say, check it out and decide that for yourself. I'll be watching. Thank you.